Hi everyone, it's Nicole from What It's Like VNS Life. Usually you see me with my hair down, not in this nice white do-rag look here. I thought today I would talk about something else in this video. I hope that everyone is doing well with their VNSs first off. Please don't mind my word stuttering. I'll explain why this is happening in a little bit. I'm also reading from a script that I wrote earlier today if you see my eyes starting up and down. I want to give a first-hand look and answer the W5H's of being in the Epilepsy Monitoring Unit. I like to first put out a warning that I am not a doctor. What I say in this video is from my first-hand knowledge and experience. If this video can help at least one person, I feel that I have done my job. The EMU is not a fun place to be. EMU stands for Epilepsy Monitoring Unit. The definition is pretty much the name. Doctors monitoring you 24/7. Let me tell you about it. The people who enter the EMU are those whose doctors are looking for data about their epilepsy. In my case, I have been in the EMU for the following reasons: diagnosing whether I have epilepsy or not, seeing if I was a candidate for surgery, to see where in my brain the seizures are coming from, and to provide more information about the status of my seizures for possible treatment plans in the future. It is important to note that if you're entering the EMU, you will be in a hospital that is a controlled environment where nurses and doctors have the best knowledge about seizures to help and protect you or your loved ones. Yes, I get it. Looking at me right now probably is a bit scary. I'll explain the best that I can about what's on my head and the machines that are around me. Sorry, I just lost my spot here. I'm not sure how many electrodes on my head. Electrodes, if you don't know, if you've had an EEG in the past, they're the exact same things. They have wires connected to your head, they're glued on. Yes, those what electrodes are. They're glued on like this. So the electrodes, they're connected. They have wires which run through this black thing, and they're connected to a box which is in here. The box collects data that is sent from my brain through the electrodes in here into the box, which obviously collects the data. This little box keeps the data and saves it. The data is then shown on the computer, which is to the right of me over here. It's also seen on a computer in another room where a doctor is constantly viewing it, so the doctor can analyze it. In my case, there is a camera on the ceiling in front of me, so right there. And there is a microphone that's above me, up here, right in front. The camera is to capture seizures on video that the doctor will watch and then investigate. The microphone is for the doctor to hear what is happening during the seizure. For me, the volume of the microphone when not seizing is super low. When seizing, the doctor will increase the volume to be able to hear me during the seizure. When I have a seizure, I press what's called a seizure button. It looks like that little red dot there. After pressing, I look at the camera and explain in my own words what I felt during, before, and after the seizure. The next thing I thought was super cool is that every time the button is pressed, a nurse or multiple nurses will come check on me to make sure that I am okay. Regarding this plug box and computer, the box needs to be connected to this plug, which then the other side is in the computer for 24/7, so all day long and all night long. For walks or to go to the washroom, it can only be unplugged for 15 minutes maximum. That's pretty much the raw gist of the general information of the EMU. From someone who is sitting in a bed in the EMU in real time. Now I'd like to share with you my experience straight up from a gal sitting in a bed in the EMU. When I first arrived, I was given a room not with a smile on my face. And I'm sure people who are watching this, if they've been in an EMU, they didn't have a smile on their face either. So next, a nurse spoke with me about the different medications that I take, my allergies, seizure triggers, and all that nice jazz that you talk about in your appointments. Next, the technician who put these things on my head came and he got me and brought me to a room and gave me this beautiful hairdo right here, which after a couple days will start itching like crazy. That took 2 hours. They're glued on so that when I sleep they won't fall off and will last the duration, hopefully, of how long I will be staying. Maximum usually for me is 2 weeks. Once back in bed, the beginning of my stay began. The doctor, which for me is the attending doctor for the EMU, wanted my first day with no medication drops to see if I could seize without that. Oh yes, the medicine. First, when taking medication, my normal medication doses, the nurse comes to my bedside. So I take 4 times during the day, I take medication. So those 4 times a nurse will come with medication and she will supply them to me. So that's how I take my medication during the day. So that's a little side note tidbit. Back to medications in the EMU. So to increase the speed of having seizures for me, my doctor chose one of the medications that I'm on and slowly began to decrease the amount that I'm taking in hopes of having seizures quicker. As I said, the EMU is a completely controlled environment and the safest place for this to happen, and multiple people have told me that and reminded me that throughout my stay. Before leaving the EMU, they will bring my meds back to the amount I came in with. So for example, if I'm on 15 milligrams of medicine coming in, I will leave on 15 milligrams of medicine. Right now, it is day 6 or 7, I don't remember, no seizures, and I am off of one of my medications finally, which is clobazam. So they decreased all of my clobazam. And how frustrating is that? No seizures. 7 days. Reducing my medication was a hard and scary decision for me. I have never decreased my medication at a faster rate than how my doctor decreases it outside of the EMU. So outside of the EMU, I would decrease it 0.5 milligrams. In the EMU, they did 5 milligrams at a time. That's only for me. It can be much, much slower for others. It's also important to note that when decreasing medication, I started to feel side effects from it. So for example, I'm nauseous. Sometimes I see blurry. I'm having trouble with my words and the stuttering that I had mentioned at the beginning. But this can change for every single person, and some people don't even get symptoms. I really don't want to scare anyone watching this, but like my VNS videos, I think it's important for those going to an EMU to know from someone in an EMU what it's like and what to expect. I am in a semi-room, 2 people with 1 washroom. And I'm super lucky to have tons of visitors, especially when they bring me food from the caf downstairs. Hospital food wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. It's important to bring comfortable clothing and things to do: computer, books, magazines, coloring books, anything that you can think entertaining. I also found it helpful to bring tops that have buttons in the front. That way you don't need to put your head through the top of your shirt, then put it through this, and then this. So having buttons in the front, you just put it on like a jacket. Sorry, let me just scroll down a little bit. Okay, so to the parents who have loved ones entering the EMU, I hope I have given you a picture of what your loved one may experience, and that you have some knowledge from the inside to make it less scary for you. And for those going to the EMU, I hope I didn't scare you. I hope I gave you some reassurance that yes, it may be a bit sucky for a couple of days, but you will get through it, and you'll get through it like a champ. So I hope everyone has a great day. Hope their VNSs are going awesome. If you're in the EMU, I hope you're surviving amazingly like I am, which fingers crossed, I hope I am. Yeah, so I'll see you at my next video. Bye guys.